Hello, welcome back to another episode of Second Act Travel. Come along with me. This video is going to be about what I learned from my last cruise. After my last cruise on Symphony of the Seas 2 years ago, there were a few things that I didn't expect. And there were a few things that I would definitely do differently next time. So if anybody remembers my story, the Symphony of the Seas was the first cruise that I took as an adult. I hadn't taken a cruise since I was about 8 years old, and my family decided that we were going to go on a cruise together. We chose the Symphony of the Seas. It was out of New Jersey, which is very similar to what I'm doing with the Oasis of the Seas, and I had a blast. It was an amazing vacation, and it's honestly the reason that I wanted to start doing YouTube again, and it's also the reason that I chose to go on the Oasis of the Seas out of New Jersey. The one thing that really changed for me, from my perspective, was I was so used to always going to Disney World as my vacation. I did everything that I wanted to when I was living down there, and I love Disney, and I'm going to eventually go back there at some point, but it was time to try something different. And when my family decided to do the Symphony of the Seas, we jumped on it, and I was really excited and couldn't wait to get on that cruise. And I'm so glad that I did, because it has opened my perspective on different types of vacations and how I want to expand my just vacation options. There's a few things that I just want to bring up and talk about that I feel like I learned from going on that cruise with my family 2 years ago. The first thing that I want to bring up is don't overplan everything. That's really hard for me. I'm a planner. I plan everything. I'm sure you guys have kind of saw that in some of the videos that I've already posted if you've been watching. And if not, if you're just catching up on some of this, you'll definitely see it if you stick around and want to, see what goes on this channel. Disney kind of ingrained that in me, because even from the first Disney trip, I was kind of planning every single dinner, fast pass, stuff like that. And then when I got to do the cruising, I was trying to plan everything ahead of time. I was, sitting in my room, going through the app, picking out which trivias I wanted to go and at what time I was going to go to each trivia and stuff like that, until I got on the ship. And that's where over planning backfired a little bit. It wasn't terrible, at least I knew what was going on. But once I got on the ship, I kind of wanted to do my own thing. I didn't want to feel forced to show up at somewhere at 3 o'clock if I was having a good time in the pool. Some of my best moments on Symphony of the Seas were just when we were going with the flow. Certain things I wish I had planned a little better. Like, I wish I had planned to see the Broadway show Hairspray. We didn't get to see that on Symphony because we booked it for the first night, and we were so excited being on the ship the first night, getting through dinner. We really ended up skipping it because we thought, we'll see it another night, and we ended up never seeing it. And it's a shame, because I actually like the Broadway Hairspray. I definitely don't have anything booked on the first night, because I know that's going to be me improvising and being excited of being on the ship for the first time in 2 years and just wanting to explore the ship. The next piece of advice that I guess I learned from my last cruise was the ship is the destination. It's unbelievable all they can pack onto these cruise ships now. It really is. And part of the reason why I'm going back on the Oasis class ship and why I'm bringing Jenna on that ship is because it's packed full of activities and so much to do, from the different pools and hot tubs and the solarium for adults only, to the promenade having so many different spots to hang out in, and all the different bars on the ship that you could stop at. There's zip lining, a carousel, the aqua show, a Broadway show, an ice skating show, ice skating if we want. There's just endless amount of things that we can do, and having all those options really makes the ship kind of like the destination. I definitely missed out on doing some of the things when I was on Symphony, and it was kind of just my shy personality. I tend to be shy in a crowd, and I'm not really the outgoing loud one. So if somebody's watching me or something like that, I kind of get a little insecure. But maybe this time I'll feel a little bit more bold, and I will start doing things, especially like the zip line or maybe rock climbing. Who knows, we'll see. I definitely want to give the flow rider a shot. I didn't get to do that on Symphony, and I wish I would have. That looked like a lot of fun. So another thing that I'd like to bring up is I walk way more than I thought I was going to when I was on a cruise ship. I thought for sure I was going to be up at a pool deck, lounging at a pool, or just chilling and not really moving too much. But man, these ships, they offer so much, and they're so big. There's no other way to put it. You know, walking from just my stateroom to the solarium took me like a good 10 to 15 minutes just to get there. Jumping around from activity to activity, you are walking a lot and you are getting your steps in. It also is part of the reason why I've been going outside and walking and running and trying to lose a little weight, because I do want to be in shape for this cruise, and I want to be able to meet all my step goals and not have to feel like I'm, you know, skipping out on something because I can't move. I feel like I'm getting into better shape for it so that I can experience everything that I want to on the cruise. I don't have to feel like, oh, that's too far, I don't want to walk there, or let's hurry up, let's run from dinner to the show so we don't miss it. I'm definitely very excited, and I'm ready to embark on all those steps that I'm gonna take. Another thing, and I really wish I would have done this more on Symphony, is that the mornings are underrated. They're amazing. There was only one morning where I actually got up early on Symphony, and by early I mean like 9 a.m. So it wasn't even that early, but just it was so calm and it was so peaceful, and you know, you get outside in the sun and it's quiet on the deck for a little bit before all the kids are up screaming their heads off and playing in the splash pad. It's just like it's a different vibe, and I really want to try to take advantage of that more than just one time, and hopefully earlier than 9 a.m. on this trip. Another thing that I really want to do, and part of the reason that I'm doing YouTube, is I want to capture more of the moments. I had my camera with me last time. I even took some video and a couple of, you know, pictures while I was on the cruise. Obviously I have my phone too that takes pictures, but I want to capture more of the moments, even the little moments, because, you know, that's what makes the trip, and that's what I always remember it from. And now that I'm doing YouTube, I'm definitely gonna, you know, let you guys in on a lot of what I'm doing and taking pictures of or video. I don't want to miss out on not getting the picture I wanted, or maybe a picture for Jenna, or, you know, the picture for the two of us, because I was in a rush, or I was too focused on something else, or too embarrassed to take my camera out and point it at me. I definitely don't want to miss any of the moments on this cruise. And I think the last thing that I really learned from going on that last cruise on Symphony was, you know, who you travel with matters. And I was with my family for our first like true family vacation in many years. It was the best. We had so much fun together. We know how to have a good time, and everybody was happy, and we had a great vacation. This one's gonna be a little different, and that's okay. Just a different vibe, not different bad, different vibe. I'm going with my girlfriend Jenna, and this is our first vacation together. So I think it's gonna be intimate. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be relaxing, and I think it's gonna be a way to see us let our hair down together instead of always being wound up after work, you know? When you go on these vacations and you're with different people, you have different experiences with different people. You know, some people are the outgoing type who really draw in a crowd, and on Symphony of the Seas, my brother was definitely like that, and a lot of people were, you know, drawn to his personality. Whereas, you know, I'm more of the quiet, reserved person who doesn't really draw people over to him, but I'm not afraid to make friends, and I'm sure I will on this ship too. So those are just a few things that I learned from my last cruise on Symphony of the Seas in July of 2024. And now it's time to put the things that I learned into practice on my upcoming Oasis of the Seas cruise. I'm gonna show you guys everything. You're gonna be a part of it. So we're gonna have a great time together. We really are, and I really hope that you enjoy all the videos that I'm able to put out once the cruise is over. Thank you so much for coming along with me today. Wherever life takes us next, I'll see you there. Bye.